Roger Godsev.
Mr Deputy Speaker, I regret the fact that the government's business managers managed to turn inconvenience into a full-scale crisis vote this evening, and even more so do I regret the fact that there isn't a free vote across the House tonight. There should have been. I rather suspect that both front benches will come to regret the fact they didn't allow a free vote. Mr Deputy Speaker, I voted for a referendum on the Lisbon Treaty together with some of my honourable members on this side. I'll be supporting a referendum tonight. And can I say, before getting into the main points, some of the suggestions that I've heard that this debate is a distraction, or as somebody said, an irresponsible distraction, is in my humble opinion both arrogant and insulting to the vast majority of the people of this country who feel that their views on Europe are not being heard. Mr Deputy Speaker, ever since the Treaty of Rome was signed, its architects have had a clear objective of moving it towards the United States of Europe, and in doing so they followed 3 steps. 1, ever closer union, politically and economic. Single European Act of 1986, which Mrs Thatcher signed, was a massive step in that direction. The creation of a single currency also. 2, move relentlessly forward. 2 steps forward, a massive great row, go into denial, label objectors mad or worse, take 1 step back, wait for the fury to subside, then move 2 steps forward again. And 3, most importantly of all, avoid whenever possible giving the electorates of Europe a direct say in decision-making. And if some member states, as happened in France and Holland, are legally obliged to have referendums, then play down their importance. Say they're purely technical, just a tidying up exercise, not really something to borrow the electorates of Europe. And the reason's quite obvious. We all know that if you ask the people a question, you might get the answer you don't want. And Mr Deputy Speaker, the creation of the Eurozone is just another attempt to move forward the project of a federal United States of Europe. The creation of the euro was always economic nonsense. There's never in the history of the world been a successful monetary union unless you have a fiscal union as well. It was a house built on quicksand, not a house that caught fire, a house built on quicksand. And it really doesn't matter how much money is thrown at it to try and underpin it. It really doesn't matter how much financial scaffolding is put around it. It's going to fail. And it's not me saying this. The markets have already made their decision. They know the euro is unsustainable. They know it's built on quicksand. They know it's going to fail. And if the politicians are not on the same wavelength, well, that's their problem. And the only way out of this problem is to have full fiscal union. Indeed, I agree with the Chancellor when he has urged the members of the Eurozone to move towards that. At least that's logical. But in doing so, member states of the euro are going to have to cede all their tax raising and all their spending powers to the Commission in Brussels. That will be a massive step towards the creation of a United States of Europe. Whether the member countries of the Eurozone wish that to happen, well, that is a matter for them. Mr Deputy Speaker, the reason why so many people are angry in this country and why the opinion polls seem to show that they are anti-Europe is because they feel nobody's listening to them. This is bad for democracy. Now, today, the Prime Minister, the Foreign Secretary have set out their stalls, where they stand. They should put it to the electorate, have it debated in the country. That's what democracy is about. And at the end, they should allow the people to decide. Yeah.